What's up? Just wanted to give you guys a little update. I broke my wrist. There's something quite broken in here, and yes, there is footage of it that I'll show later. I just got back from a week trip in New York with my family. We flew into New York on June 21st, which for those of you who don't know is Go Skateboarding Day. It's just a nice reminder to go out and skate, and also there's a bunch of events for it all over the US, all over the world. So we flew in on June 21st, and there was an event at the Brooklyn Banks, which is this iconic skate spot in New York that had just reopened. It was closed for a while. I want to say like 10 years, maybe more. I don't really know, and I haven't looked that up. But basically it was closed for a long time, and a bunch of people worked really hard to get it reopened, which it reopened just a couple of weeks ago, right before the Go Skate Day event. So Vans was holding a big event there, and I saw this after we had already scheduled everything. So I was like, oh, cool, we fly in on the day of this event. That sounds fun. I'll go check it out. We had an overnight flight from Hawaii. I think it was like 9.5 hours, and I unfortunately was unable to get any sleep. We landed at like 7 in the morning. I don't know, my brain was scrambled. But either way, I was just happy to be in New York, even though I felt insane, and went to check out the event, which was so cool. So many people showed up. It was probably the biggest collection of skaters that I'd ever seen. I don't know if that's true, but easily one of them. It was really awesome to see. And I brought my board, even though I wasn't sure if I was gonna skate much because of the way I was feeling. And also it was the start of a heat wave. Literally the next day, an extreme heat wave started. There was like all these crazy weather warnings to like stay inside. And that day was like really hot. It wasn't undoable, but it was like borderline undoable for me anyway, because I'm not used to that weather. But either way, you know, I was like hanging out with my family there, and they started the event with the 9 stair, like doing, I don't know, cash for tricks down the 9 stair. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, maybe I could jump down this. The thing is, the environment was so hectic. So I went up there to try and skate it, and there's a group of, I don't know, maybe like 20, 30 skaters up at the top, and they're all kind of like trying to get to the front, trying to get a chance to go, pushing each other out of the way. And I'm not really used to that. You know, I think maybe when I was younger, I was kind of into the whole, oh yeah, skate contest, try and push away to the front, snake people, get a try, be real aggressive with that. You know, when I was younger, that sort of contest was something that I was down for. Now that I'm older, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. So yeah, there was this collection of skaters, and everybody's, you know, trying to push their way to the front to get a try, and people are trying and they're coming back and then they're going right to the front. People started yelling at each other. People were like, get to the back of the line, get to the back of the line. And then security was like trying to move the line back, but people kept trying to get more tries, so they would come back and just like set up in the front. Yeah, it was just very hectic, and I was just there like, should I even try this? So I think I got one try every, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes, something like that. It's funny, I remember somebody came to the front of the line, like they had just tried, and then they just wedged their way back in the front, and someone's like, get to the back of the line. And the guy was like, no, this is a skate contest, okay? I'm trying to win some money. And I was like, it's Go Skateboarding Day. It's supposed to be just like a fun event to just go skateboarding and have some fun memories. But a lot of people were super cool there. There were just a couple people being aggressive. And I mean, I get it too. Maybe they just thought it was like, oh, this is my moment. You know, I don't know. It can mean different things to different people. Either way, so I waited, you know, like over 5 minutes to get my first try. I was like, oh, it's a 9 stair. I wanted to warm up. You know, I had an overnight flight, no sleep, is not warmed up at all, body was dead. And I was like, oh, I'll just like try 360 hard flip down it. And the first try, I just went, you know, kicked it out just to see how the impact felt. Didn't feel too bad. Went and drank like an entire can of water, went to the back of the line, maybe like 8 minutes later, I got a second try where I kind of formed it in the air and kicked it out. And I was like, okay, I think if I stick it, maybe it'll work. So, you know, drank a bunch more water, went to the end of the line, and, you know, maybe 7 more minutes later, I finally get another try. And I just remember standing there at the front, even when I'm there, and just people are going left and right, and, you know, pushing their way to the front. And I was like, oh, this is not really the environment I'm used to. But either way, third try, went for it, threw down, did the 3 hard, stuck it, but slipped out backwards super crazy. I just was not ready for, I don't know what it was. It seriously looks like I had not skated before in my life. I'll show you the clip right now. And so if you don't want to watch me break my wrist, maybe close your eyes for the next 10 seconds, but here it is. So yeah, really weird. I like never really fall like that or that hard. I think just, you know, all the factors combined, I was just so out of it and got smoked. My wrist hurt pretty bad. I didn't know it was broken though, but I was like, I'm kind of over the nines here. I don't want to go back up there, wait another 8 minutes for another try. So I was kind of chilling for the rest of the day. They actually did have a few other obstacles that they skated, and one of them was like this bank to wall that I thought was pretty fun looking. So I decided to skate that, and it was a lot more chill. There were way less people skating it. I got a few tricks in. Here's one of them, just like finger flipped off the top to fakie, even though it's not even really a trick. I didn't even really think this was a trick. It was just like, oh, here's something I can do. But yeah, here's that. But yeah, that session was pretty fun. Even had a little photo here on the Thrasher website. And yeah, it was a good day. I did that with a broken wrist because I didn't know it was broken. It just kind of hurt, but I hurt all the time, physically and mentally. So I just figured, you know, it's just another fall. And a few days later, it had not gotten better. In fact, the pain had gotten worse. My hand had swelled up into like a Mickey Mouse glove. And I was like, I should probably get this checked out. So I went, got an x-ray, and yep, unfortunately, it is broken. There's a little piece of bone that I guess broke off completely, floating around in there somewhere. I don't really know the details. Now that I'm back in Hawaii, I need to go see a hand specialist and get, you know, some follow-ups on this, see if I need surgery or not. Hopefully I don't need surgery, because that would be less good than not needing surgery. So I'll find out soon. In the meantime, just, you know, dealing with the pain. It's not too crazy. It's pretty annoying though, like having this hand trying to text and type. I have to use that whole like swiping keyboard thing. Pretty inconvenient, but I mean, whatever. Could have been worse, especially with like the mind state that I was in. Could have had a worse slam. So yeah. Overall though, the New York trip was really fun. I mean, it was in the middle of a heat wave, and that part was pretty terrible, but I got to hang out with my family, ate some good food. The museums there were really, really cool. So had a lot of fun checking out the museums with my family and doing stuff like that. Also, I want to apologize for not making a lot of videos recently. I know I went to Korea for a month and a half and I only made 2 videos. And the reason for that is I've just been working a lot more. And I mean, I know that's like an open-ended term for somebody like me. YouTube was like the main thing I was doing for many years. And I just, you know, because of how things are now, I'm not making as much money off of YouTube. It's more of just like a side fun thing for me. And I'm not gonna blame YouTube. Like I know some people whose views went down and they're like, the algorithm's not showing my videos. YouTube hates me, but it's not that, you know? It's just like, I'm just very grateful to have anybody who enjoys watching these videos anyway. But because of that, it's more of like a passion thing where I try to make videos for YouTube when I have the time to. So I still love making YouTube videos. I'm never gonna stop doing that. It's just kind of slowed down. And unfortunately, probably slowed down a little more because of the broken wrist, but I do want to get back into that. For people who do want to hang out more, I am streaming on Twitch a lot, multiple times a week, twitch.tv/JasonParkSucks if you do want to come hang out there. And I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that I met while I was in New York at Go Skateboarding Day. It was really surprising. I had so many people come up to me, tell me how they watched all my YouTube videos. You know, they've been watching for years. They were super pumped on, I don't know, the weird, stupid things that I do. And I know that there are only so many people that like the weird, stupid things that I do. So for those of you who came up to me and I got to chat with for a while and talk to, it was so great meeting all of you. That was my favorite part of the day for sure, was just meeting so many cool people. Either way, yeah, that's it. Just a quick little update video on the wrist, but I have a bunch of projects in the works that should be coming out soon that I've been working on for a long time, like video parts, stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching, for all the support. I will let you guys know how the wrist goes. Hopefully I don't need surgery, because that would be a stinker. But yeah, thanks guys. See you later.